You forgot their name the moment they said it, but you still remember the exact look on their face when something hurt them. You remember the way their eyes changed before they decided to smile anyway. You remember what they were carrying. You remember what they were hiding. You just cannot remember what they were called. And the strange thing is, you know more about them than most people who remember their name ever will. This is not a memory problem. And it is not rudeness. And it is not because you were not paying attention. It is because your brain was paying attention to something far more important than a name. Most people store a name and move on. Your brain does something different. It goes deeper. It reads what is underneath the name. The tension someone is holding behind a relaxed expression. The grief sitting quietly behind a practiced laugh. The moment someone almost said the true thing and then decided not to. Your brain caught all of it. It just did not bother with the label. And here is what almost no one understands about this. A name tells you nothing real. It tells you what someone is called, not who they are, not what they are carrying today, not whether the smile they just gave you was something they felt or something they wore. Your brain made a decision, without asking you, to store the truth and release the surface. Here is what is actually happening inside you. Every human face carries micro-expressions. These are movements so small and so fast that most people never consciously register them. A flicker of fear before the confidence arrives. A tightening around the eyes when something lands wrong. A softening in the jaw the exact moment someone feels safe. These movements last less than a second. Most brains filter them out completely. Yours does not. Yours reads them automatically, every face, every room, without being asked. This is why faces stay with you long after names are gone. Faces carry emotional truth. Names carry nothing but convention. Your brain is not broken. Your brain is ruthlessly honest. It stores what is real and releases what is not. If this is resonating, stay with it. There is more beneath the surface. But here's the part that rarely gets said. This did not develop randomly. People who read faces at this depth almost always grew up in environments where reading faces was necessary, not a talent.a survival skill. You learned early that a room could shift before anyone said a word, that a mood could change before the door fully opened, that you needed to know, right now, before anything was spoken, is it safe? So your brain trained itself. It became extraordinarily sensitive to what faces carry. It stored emotional information deeply because that information protected you. And it quietly let go of names because names never told you anything useful. You did not choose this. Your brain chose it for you. And it chose it because at some point it was the right choice. There is something else that comes with this. You feel the weight of a room before you understand it. Someone sits beside you and you sense what they are carrying before they speak a single word. Someone laughs, and you hear what hollow underneath is. Someone says they are fine, and your body already knows they are not. This is not imagination. This is your nervous system reading real signals that most people's nervous systems simply do not register. And it is exhausting. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you are carrying emotional information constantly, from every face, in every room, whether you ask to or not. And the cost of this is something no one talks about. You do not just see what people feel. You carry it. Someone tells you they are fine, and you spend the next hour holding the weight of what they did not say. Someone smiles through something painful, and you feel that pain long after they have moved on from the conversation. Someone is pretending, and even when you say nothing, your body is still processing what their face told you. This is not empathy in the way people use that word casually. This is something heavier. This is your nervous system absorbing emotional information it was never meant to carry alone. You go home after a gathering, and you are exhausted in a way that sleep does not fix. Not because the night was difficult, because you felt everything in that room, every unspoken tension, every forced smile, every person performing a version of themselves they did not fully believe. You felt it all, and you carried all of it, and no one around you even knew it was happening. And the loneliest part of this is that the people around you rarely carry yours. You see them so clearly. You feel what they feel before they name it. But when something is heavy inside you, when you are the one holding something painful, most people miss it completely. They see your surface. They take your fine at face value. They do not read you the way you read them. And after a while, you stop expecting them to. You learn to carry quietly. You learn to smile in a way that does not invite questions. You learn to be the one who sees and to need very little in return. But that is not strength. That is loneliness that has learned to look like independence. You cannot unknow what you see. So the small talk starts to feel hollow. The surface conversation feels like a script written for someone else. You were not built for the surface. You were built for the moment someone finally says the true thing. That is when the room finally matches what you are. And here is the hidden truth beneath all of this. The loneliness you sometimes feel in crowds is not because you cannot connect. It is because you connect so completely that half connections feel like nothing at all. You already know more about a person than they have chosen to say out loud, and you cannot pretend otherwise. So you either connect at depth or you do not feel connected at all. There is no comfortable middle ground for you. And this is where it becomes something deeper than just faces and names. The people who read faces this way are often the ones who were never fully seen themselves. You learned to watch others carefully because you needed to be ready. But underneath that watching, there is a quieter hunger to be read the way you read others, to have someone see past your surface the way you see past theirs, to be known not by your name, but by what you are actually carrying. Most people will never know what it costs to see this deeply. They will never know the weight of walking into a room and immediately feeling everything everyone is holding. They will never know what it is like to remember not what someone was called, but who they actually were. You carry people differently, not in names and facts. In the feeling of who they truly are, the exact moment their eyes softened, the breath they took before saying something honest, the look on their face when something finally hurt enough to show. You stored all of it. You always do. You do not forget people. You never did. You just remember them where they actually live, not in their name, in their face. In the truth their face could not hide even when everything else could. That is not a flaw in how you work. That is the deepest kind of knowing most people will spend their whole lives never developing at all. If this reached something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe. There is more beneath the surface.